All right, hey guys, Josh here at Pre-Hired, and I've actually got Sherrif from New York City with us today, and he's got a really different story about going through the program. And I'm just going to go ahead and let Sherrif, you go ahead and take it away and just tell us a little bit about your background before Pre-Hire, because I love how you just got a different story than everyone else.
Yeah, sure. So I was in my last year of undergrad. I still wasn't too sure about what field I wanted to go into. My degree is in economics, so obviously I thought something business related. Um, then I stumbled upon sales, and there's a couple different facets of sales. There's medical sales, there's insurance sales, which are really popular in Connecticut. But I saw software sales as kind of it's a very young industry. There's a lot of people who are like me there. So I thought, how could I break into this industry that I knew nothing about? So through doing a little more research, I came across Pre-Hired, which kind of trains you for the exact thing I wanted to be. So I thought this was like maybe even a little too good to be true. So I did have a couple doubts at the beginning because they had 100% guaranteed to find the job. I was like, come on. in this economy, I thought.
So, well, obviously you went through the program and had success, but so what pushed you over the edge? Because you right off the bat, you just said you found us and you're like, oh, I don't know about all this. So what was it that kind of alleviated some of your doubts? Because we all go through that, like about when we see something that sounds really good, there's always got to be a catch. So I guess what was it for you that made you realize that there's no catch, or either the catch is acceptable for you because it's not really a catch? Tell me about like your thoughts on that.
For me, it was the money back guarantee, where they were like, if you don't find the job in 90 days, we'll refund the entire cost of the course. And for me, I was like, okay, this is worth a gamble. I'll give it a couple months and see how it goes. So that's really what did it for me.
Oh, awesome, man. Well, and yeah, I'm going to go ahead and add to that too for anyone watching. We do have that on our website, and I think some people like, yeah, when they see that, they don't maybe believe it, or like, yeah, but still. But the thing is, we talk to everyone. We have an admissions call, like you had your Sharif with someone, probably Aaron or either Andrew. I would think. Do you remember who it was with? Because it's been
Yeah, it was with Andrew. I remember where I was exactly when it happened too, surprisingly.
wow.
Yeah.
So that's a question we get asked a lot on the calls. And the thing is, we don't offer enrollment to everyone. We want to make sure that we can actually help you. So after we've had a discussion about your goals and where you want to be, we tell you really if we can help you, and here's the areas specifically that you can actually benefit from, and why this will work for you, and why we will offer you a guarantee. So anyone we offer enrollment to, we offer the guarantee. So it's not like this no questions asked guarantee. And I just wanted to clarify this because this is something that's been coming up more and more, is you have to do the work still. If you don't do anything, if you don't learn the program, then you're not going to get results. And guess what? You're not getting a refund either. We're very upfront. We tell people you try, and you fail, we give you a refund. But if you don't do anything, that's on you, not on us. And then the other question I get is like, well, how do you know we're actually doing this? And like, you're spying on me. I'm like, no, but we give you free sales tools, software. So we can see your activity using our tools at least. So we can see when you're trying or even attempting to go through the program or get a job or do the interviews. So that's how that works. So it is for real if it's a fit. And so for Sharif, it was a fit for you. Andrew had notes and that you did really well, that we thought that with some mentoring in our program, you'd be able to get success. And obviously you did. Now you took about 9 months to do it. Walk us through what the program was like, why you took so long, because that's interesting.
Yeah, so I bought the entire program right away. So I had access to all the modules. So over those 9 months, I really spent a lot of time on each module, making sure I had like every little bit of information I could absorb was being absorbed, because that information coming directly from somebody in the industry was like more valuable than gold to me. Like, this is somebody who knows how the industry goes. So over those 9 months, I plugged away at the modules while I was finishing undergrad as well. So they kind of lined up my graduation and completing the last module as well. So right when I was done with school, I was fortunate enough to have an offer from a very great company.
All right. And so something you mentioned to me earlier was about after you started Pre-Hire, though, and you didn't even really need to use our sales system because you started getting contacted by companies and recruiters. Just walk us through the timeline or what was happening like that that led up to this job offer.
Yeah, so I was kind of adding all the skills that we learned in Pre-Hire to my profile. LinkedIn, I think, was obviously the biggest help. A lot of people did like the little description I had as well, which was one of the first tips Josh told us was like, always be yourself. Like,
Mhm.
and that's something that was translated in my profile as well. So when they started seeing that, they were, very interested in what I had to offer.
Yep. How many recruiters do you think, or companies? How many companies do you think or recruiters in total contacted you? Like 10?
So I went through interviews with 5 companies.
All right. And again, you didn't even have to. This is companies coming to you though.
Correct. Yeah, I didn't send in a single application.
Yep. So, I want to comment on that for anyone watching this video. If you want to get results fast within our 90-day guarantee, you do need to put in about 5 hours a week using our sales system to get 15, 20 interviews lined up in your first couple of weeks. And then if you want 50 interviews, you can take them. But most of our members stop after 15 to 20 interviews because that's going to give you at least 3 to 4 job offers. So, but for Sherrif, because he had time, he was finishing college and his last bit of courses and our course, and he knew he wanted to start beginning of this year. He actually didn't even have to use our sales system. He just let the people come to him now that he had actually the tools, the skills, and the workflows needed to do well in this job. And what's the company that you ended up starting with? Tell us a little bit more about your role that you landed.
Yeah, so I'll be working with a company called Locate. It was acquired by a company called GBG, and it's a UX tool that helps companies verify addresses to streamline shipping processes. So it's kind of like type ahead address verification.
Awesome. And you'll be a sales development rep there, and you said you're starting this month, right?
Yep. In 2 weeks, I'll be starting.
Excellent. So, man, I know you've got a different story than others. You took a long time to complete the program, again, because it's a lifetime membership. And we've got a lot of people who have been following us for almost our lifetime of being in existence since we started. And they're getting our emails. They're seeing these videos like this of people like yourself going through our program, getting success, reading our blogs, and yet they're just worried about taking the next step. What would you say to someone who's like, they want to change their career, they want to maybe get into software sales, but they're still just nervous? After you've experienced this, what would you say to them?
I say if you really want to break into this industry, this is probably the best way to go about it. There's the information you'll get here will set you apart tremendously from anybody else. It'll give you a very clear-cut path into how to get where you want to be.
All right, Sherrif, thanks for sharing your story, and definitely check in after a few weeks or a month of being at your new company at GBG.
Awesome. Thank you, Josh.
That's later, man.